So we will discuss that, and for that I'll invite 4 volunteers from you. So who are will? That's great. Wonderful. 4th one. Thank you. So 2 you take on the left, 2 on the right. What we will do is, I will run through. I have structured the whole content in a way that we will engage in a debate. So what you will do is, once I present a slide, you will read the content, both of you, as a group, and then articulate what you have understood. And then, naturally we will create a debate, and every slide we will spend not more than 5 to 7 minutes, because there's a lot of content to be covered. Got it? All right. And for the audience, what we will do is, in the last 15 minutes, we will keep the subject open and then we will discuss. We'll start a debate. You will have to read both the teams, prepare your thought process. If both are aligned, it's okay, but I would love to have counter, reactions. All right? See, every slide is sectioned to have, in the yellow, top yellow, you will see culture. So this will highlight what this section is all about. Okay? The first section, for example, is about change of culture that used to exist and now it is going to be. All right? So you read it? Yeah. Share whatever you have been able to comprehend.
So I feel that in the work culture, it's been a gradual development, and the recent pandemic of 2020 has given it a much needed boost towards its gradual development to an all around the world kind of a workplace, that anyone from any place in the world can just from their home can do any kind of a job they want to. In traditional sense, going to the office, traveling, and all that is a very heavy. It's a very expense heavy.
Can I ask you something? Let's understand, what do you call or define work culture? What do you define?
Work culture is the interaction between employees and the offices, the culture in the offices.
Practices that are probably at the workplace.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay. So, in summary, what you are saying is that particularly pandemic has hit the button for a change, and like work which was otherwise practiced in a confined place of so-called office or factory is now out in open. Very good. Any counter view? Or any different view? Not necessarily.
It's a sort of half counter, not a complete counter as such. He mentioned there was a gradual change, but I would argue and say it's more of a sudden change because of the lockdown.
I think they will. He didn't want to talk about the pace, but you're right. Yeah. That has blended into the workplace today. Almost every, even small startup having about 50 unit of team, they also plan for something together, for example, on a weekend. So there is a culture which is developing, and it is certainly getting impacted due to the changes which are happening. For example, if an employee within your group is no more required, you feel sad, right? And when you invite a newcomer, you celebrate. Okay, you are initiating that new employee into your group. This used to be a physical practice. Now with a lot of these work from home or such remote working, it's no more there. Somebody, like it happened to me when I joined the software industry from oil and gas. I used to work with a global team, and for a transition of 7 days, it took me a little time that on the call, I don't know the person. I just know by the list that somebody named so-and-so joining from, let's say, US, or somebody joining from Japan or Australia. And I just need to, engage in an instant as if, that was my colleague and we used to work. This was not so. I was always accustomed of meeting means all people all around. I know the faces. I know the people. I am interacting. Here today, instantly, as he called about Zoom meeting, you are seeing all new faces, but you have to instantly act and, so what happens is in such scenario, for one of the soft skill, which you require to be at the topmost is communication. Your ability to empathize or ability to appreciate somebody in US along with somebody in Japan put together have a challenge. If at a certain point of time, Japan is sleeping, US is awake, and you are mixing them. So when they are, even if they are joining from work, their home, you are actually getting into a challenging scene. And this, if you are aware, that is what is required. And that's where I'm talking about soft skill. All right, let's move to the next. I think this is no-brainer. So I'll first invite you, if you're processed, go ahead.
So I'll give a personal example. One of my father's colleagues, his wife essentially works night shifts.
All right.
Because she is, as you said, communicating with people in the US. So she's in India, but her shifts start from 1 and end at 9, and she also has to manage the household. So technology can be a boon, but also for her, it was also a challenge, because in lockdown, again, she had to all of a sudden process everything once again, because they changed her team, because now you're at home, so now you have to work from Zoom. So you can now easily contact the people in US. So that's her team now. So then again, that was a challenge for her. I remember we went to a trip together, and in Goa, all of us are going to sleep, and she's opening up her laptop because she has a night shift.
Good. So this is connecting to the earlier as a cultural. Imagine somebody going to spend time in a leisure, and yet is connected to the work. It's not very pleasant. At least when I started career, there was a clear boundary. If I am on leave, there was no means to connect, because there was no mobile. Somewhere later, beeper started. Beeper is, that concept is come and gone very soon. But there used to be beepers, but then that period is also gone. So now you are 24 hours, like you are tied to the work. Yeah, that's a sad part. And that is what is the impact of technology on our work. Yeah.
I have a contradictory point to him, as he mentioned that for his aunt, it was a difficult task, like to join a meeting at midnight. But I'd say because of technology, it was easier for her.
Yes.
Like, for example, if she had to travel to her office to connect to those people, like at midnight, that wouldn't be possible because of traveling issues, and as she was a woman, safety issues is a major concern.
Perfect.
So,
yeah. Good.
Because
good
of Zoom meetings, and like everyone has laptops and mobile phones which can allow them to connect to people all around the world, it was easier for her to continue her job and pursue her passion.
Absolutely. Perfect. So actually, if you have anything add, they give both positive and negative. So if you have anything.
Yes, but in this, by communicating with them, with office, she can also say no to the work because she was in holidays in Goa.
No, I think now we are getting into, technology cannot enable you to say no.